they say that Bidenomics is creating new jobs? Unironically, if you watch the late night comedians, this is what they constantly say. And on the news, it's like, Bidenomics is so great, the economy is absolutely booming. But will the voters know this? Or will they allow themselves to be deceived by the evils of the internet? I'm starting to believe that it's true. No, seriously, like, look at this. Gangbangers openly sell, in the open, fake IDs, green cards to migrants on New York streets. Officials warn of danger. This is from the New York Post. It hasn't been blocked by Twitter yet, huh? This is a new business, huh? It's like the AI is taking our jobs. That's fine. You know, as the door closes, new business opportunities open up. You don't have this in my country. I don't even think you have this in Europe. Like, this is a new industry yet to be regulated, I guess, you know? Because when you have, like, something new on the market, it takes a while for the politicians to regulate. I'm curious, like, what regulations can they set? Like, make sure that the transaction happens in a safe area. Make sure that the office is clean. Make sure that you have air conditioning. I mean, you wouldn't want the migrants to go into a place without air conditioning and sit in line for this ID. It's absolutely interesting. Do they pay taxes, though? Huh? Do they pay taxes on the... See, this is what the Democrats should do. They should say... I mean, the IRS now has guns, don't they? They do, right? Maybe this is why they do. Is to be able to go to the gangbangers and say, all right, how many IDs did you sold this month? It's like, no, we don't want to go to prison. I'm not sending you to prison. Just tell me how much so I know how to tax you. Do you think they have, like, what was it, like, with Better Call Saul, when he takes, like, that cop and he explains how money laundering is done and how he needs to pay the taxes in order to launder? Do you think they do that? Do you think CBDC, this is why CBDC is coming, to stop this, huh? I mean, this would be a great excuse for it, right? It's like, look, there's so many gangbangers selling ideas. We need CBDC in order to be able to control this. We need a cashless society. Do you think, like, the gangbangers take cash or credit? It's another question. Do they, like, how much for a blip? Huh? Do they do that? Criminals with ties to MS-13 and other gangs are selling fake green cards and social security cards to migrantes on the street in Queens. A dangerous security threat as rogue newcomers pour into the Big Apple. You know, when I first saw this article, given how batshit insane the press is nowadays, I thought that the danger is in the fact that the IDs are fake. You know, so like the migrantes might actually think that they're buying legit IDs. And that's where the danger is. But no, then I realized, oh, it's the New York Post. Okay, so they're not completely crazy. They're not completely gone off. But I wouldn't be surprised, you know? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if a Democrat actually got on TV and said, you know, like the danger is that these fake IDs are very easy to recognize that they're fake. So migrantes, beware. Why am I giving them ideas, though? Like, whenever you try satire, did you notice this shit? Especially with the United States. Whenever you try satire and you try to satirize the left, your joke becomes true within like 2 or 3 months. It used to be like at least 1 or 2 years. They used to say The Onion is predicting the truth. Now, the Babylon Bee is able to predict events that are going to unfold within the couple of weeks. Sometimes within days. Like, their satire, they get annoyed because, like, no wonder people believe they're true. If the event happens within days, like, people will read the article after a couple of days. It's like, why is the Babylon Bee reporting on this? Permanent resident cards, also known as green cards, give migrantes the lawful right to live and work in the United States. I mean, they give them the right to do everything a citizen could, including to vote, right? Like, if you have an ID and you have a social security number, you can do everything, right? Is there anything a citizen can do that you can't if you, huh? Many migrantes buy the forgeries to land jobs where employees do not look too carefully at the documentation, but they can have much more darker intentions. Armed with such ID, a person can load up and commit terrorism, apparently. For someone who wants to do terrorist activity or is a national security threat, it's easy to establish second life within the U.S., the New York Post reports. I guarantee right now we're just waiting for another attack. I mean, yeah, like this is the worst case scenario, but this wouldn't be the only problem. Like, do these people even know why countries have citizens and non-citizens? Like, I'm generally curious. Usually, if you go where the most smart and intelligent people live, the campus, right? You go to Harvard, and you ask a professor, it's like, why do nations have like citizens and non-citizens? Why is that? Like, why can't everyone, like, why can't I from Romania go to the United States and vote? Why can't someone from Palestine go to the US and vote? Why can't I go to Russia and vote? Huh? Why can't people from China come to the US and vote? What do you think they would say? That would be interesting. Would be a very compelling thought experiment to see. It's like, why can't all the Americans go to Mexico and vote? Like, have like 10 million Americans. Organize, okay, it's Mexican elections. Let's go to Mexico and vote. But we can't, we're not citizens. But we should be able to, right? Like, I mean, what again, it's illegal now, but like, why shouldn't there be so that anyone can go to any country they want and have the right to vote? Like, what would be the reasoning against that? What would be it's also interesting because at a microcosmos, they kind of understand the problem. Like they have words like gentrification, right? Like if the rich people go into a neighborhood, like they have words for that. But like when it's, in fact, I remember reading an article with people from Mexico complaining that Americans from California were invading one of their towns, and like everyone was speaking English over there, no one was speaking Spanish, the prices went up the roof, and Mexicans were livid because like too many Americans are coming there. And the reason Americans were coming there was because the way of life was cheaper. So like, they do have the argument, they understand the problem, but it has to happen in reverse. If it happens the other way around, they just don't, like, why are people upset about this? Such a grift, right? And of course corporations support this. I mean, cheap labor, right? But the reason the public doesn't support it is because, well, there is a strain on the infrastructure. I mean, if you listen to the New York mayor, he will tell you exactly why he doesn't support it. And he is speaking like Donald Trump on steroids. Like in 2016, if you listen to Donald Trump's speeches, they are quite soft and milquetoast compared to some of the Democrats that are living in areas where migrants are showing up. And they are the ones that created the sanctuary cities, by the way. Like, they are the ones that came with the idea, hey, like, if you come here, it's fine, we're a sanctuary city. Luxury ideas, as they say, until push comes to shove, and they're like, oh, crap, we don't want to. Like, how do we deal with this? I don't know, the same way that Texas deals with it. Let me know what you guys think. As usual, I will see you in the comment section, and if you want to support this channel, there is a link in the pinned comment, and you can get the best buyer's remorse guaranteed.